Hi, I'm Dave. Let me paint a picture. Or maybe a few. You're 6 years old. You wave at a classmate. They look away like you don't exist. You freeze, wondering if you did something wrong. You're 9. You raise your hand in class, answer wrong, and someone giggles behind you. You shrink a little in your chair, even though your teacher tells you it's okay. You're 12. You sit alone during recess, pretending you're absorbed in a book. You glance up at the other kids laughing in groups, but look back down before anyone sees you looking. You're 15. You send a risky text. Maybe you confessed something personal. Maybe you asked someone out. And then you stare at your phone for hours, but nothing. Just silence. You're 23. You finally speak up during a work meeting. You offer an idea, voice trembling slightly, and you get interrupted. The conversation moves on. Nobody even looks your way. You're 30. You pour your heart into a creative project, a message, a letter, something that really matters to you. And all you get in return is silence. Not even acknowledgement. Now here's the thing. Any one of those moments might seem tiny on the outside, but if you're wired like me, those moments don't feel tiny. They feel massive. They don't just pass through you, they stick, and they build up quietly, layer by layer, until one day you're walking around, avoiding eye contact, hesitating to ask for what you need, or keeping your real thoughts to yourself, all because of a fear that started years ago. And if you've ever felt that rising panic, that lump in your throat, that dread of being ignored, excluded, or dismissed, even just imagining it, then you're not alone. Today, we're talking about something that so many of us experience but rarely talk about: rejection sensitivity. What it is, why it hurts like hell, and how to stop it from controlling your life. First, let's clear up a bit of confusion. There are two terms floating around that sound similar, but they're not the same thing. You might have heard of something called RSD, rejection sensitive dysphoria. It sounds like a clinical diagnosis, doesn't it? It was coined by Dr. William Dodson. He described it as an intense, overwhelming emotional pain that hits when you feel like you've lost someone's respect or approval, even if that rejection was only imagined. He says it's unique to people with ADHD, and some people say medication helps. But here's the issue. RSD isn't in the DSM. That's the official manual doctors use to diagnose mental health conditions. And as of right now, there's not a single peer-reviewed study that confirms RSD is real as a formal disorder. So while the term might resonate with you, and honestly, it resonates with me too, we have to treat it more like a label for a pattern, not a medically recognized condition. Now, let's talk about rejection sensitivity, or RS. This is real. This has been studied, and it shows up in research tied to ADHD, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, and even depression. In plain terms, it means this: you expect rejection, you scan for it, you overinterpret neutral things as negative, and when it happens, or when you think it happens, your reaction is big, sometimes overwhelming, not just hurt feelings. We're talking about full-body emotional crashes, shame, anger, tears, self-blame, the works. In people with ADHD, it's especially common. Why? Well, for starters, we tend to struggle with emotional regulation. That means when emotions hit, they really hit. And second, and maybe more importantly, we've often experienced a lifetime of being misunderstood, scolded, excluded, or dismissed. We've been told we're too sensitive, too intense, too dramatic, and after a while, you start to believe it. Let me give you a few personal examples. There was this birthday party in elementary school. Everyone in the class was invited, except me. No explanation, just a weekend where I stayed home and pretended I didn't care. But I did care. I went to bed early and cried into my pillow. Then in high school, I remember agonizing over a text I was going to send. I wrote it, deleted it, rewrote it, then finally hit send. And then I waited. 5 minutes, 10, an hour, nothing. I started spiraling. What did I say wrong? Did I offend them? All of that, over a message. Even later in life, at work, someone gave me constructive feedback, just a normal suggestion. Try rewording this section, and my chest tightened. My eyes started to sting. I smiled and nodded, but inside, I felt like I was collapsing. My brain twisted it into, you failed, you're incompetent, you're not good enough, and because I didn't want to feel that again, I stopped offering ideas. That's the real cost of rejection sensitivity. It doesn't just make you feel bad, it changes your behavior. It limits your voice, your choices, and your growth. Caroline McGuire, author of Why Will No One Play With Me, explains this perfectly. She says that for some of us, rejection doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it feels dangerous. Our nervous system acts like we're under threat. Your heart starts racing, your breathing goes shallow, your thoughts speed up, your body tenses, and in that moment, your brain doesn't know the difference between "they didn't reply to my text" and "there's a lion in the room." The alarm system goes off either way, and to survive, you adapt. You say yes when you mean no. You avoid asking for help. You shapeshift to please people, just to avoid being turned down. The worst part? You start rejecting yourself before anyone else can. Thankfully, there's a tool that's helped me more than anything else. It's called the 4 R's. Recognize, regulate, reflect, reframe. Let's walk through each one. Step 1. Recognize. Start by checking in with your body. Ask yourself, am I clenching my jaw? Are my fists tight? Is my chest heavy? Are tears close to the surface? These are signs that your emotional system is activated. And when that activation is high, your ability to think clearly drops. Step 2. Regulate. Once you know where you are emotionally, take action based on your zone. Green equals calm. You're clear-headed. You can challenge yourself, take risks, and process things with maturity. Yellow equals elevated. You're not spiraling, but you're not grounded either. Use calming techniques. Deep breaths. Walk it off. Ask gentle questions like, what did you mean by that? Pet your dog. Drink some tea. Go outside. Red equals overwhelmed. This is not the time to reply, confront, or explain. In the red zone, you need comfort, not clarity. Step away, play calming music, hug your pet, lay down if needed. As Caroline says, when you're in the red, you're not fit for human consumption. Step 3. Reflect. Once you've calmed down, come back and reflect. That first thought, they hate me, or I messed up, might not be true. In fact, it probably isn't. Ask yourself, what actually happened? What are some other explanations? That small pause is what stops the spiral before it controls you. Step 4. Reframe. This is where healing begins. Instead of saying, I was rejected, say, that didn't go how I hoped, but it doesn't define who I am. It's a shift from shame to self-awareness. And over time, that shift builds resilience. Here's what I personally use. I stopped calling it rejection. My therapist made me change the word to disappointment. That helped a lot. I journal, especially after moments where my emotions felt bigger than the situation. And I carry a tiny card with the 4 R's written on it, just to remind myself, you've got a roadmap. Use it. CBT and DBT workbooks can also be amazing, or just talking to someone who gets it. Even watching videos like this is a start. If rejection sensitivity has shaped your life the way it has shaped mine, I want you to hear this. You are not too sensitive. You are not broken. You're a human being with a nervous system that just needs some support. But the good news? You can support it. You can practice new tools. You can build a life that's not ruled by fear of rejection. It takes time, but it's possible. If you want a video on how to build rejection resilience or improve your social confidence, let me know in the comments. I'm Dave. Thanks for being here. You deserve connection, not just protection. I'll see you in the next one.